to PSGL for our final race before the Christmas break. I am joined here with, as per usual, Joe Tyler.
Hello guys, welcome to PSGL. 2 hours after the greatest sporting occasion, the greatest hit moment in sporting history, where a little man from Rosario's dream came true, where he won the World Cup, and everyone around the world who wasn't French was absolutely hysterical in tears. The young hotshot Mbappe done well, but not well enough. He scored a hat-trick, which is berserk. He's so good. But, you know, Lionel Messi had a vengeance this tournament. He knew it was his last one, and he goes and wins it. It's incredible, you know. The man, his dreams coming true. Obviously, Diego Maradona looking down on him as well. The last number 10 to win it for Argentina. He's finally lifted up the trophy, and you know, I'm the happiest I've ever been in a long time. I don't know about you, Carter, but
I'm over the moon. Question is, do we have any Argentinians or any French people with us today?
I don't know. I don't know, but I will be saying this. I did say it in a Discord chat. If Messi lost this game, I would be I could be considering not even turning up because I'd be just hysterical. But Britain. Sorry, we haven't even mentioned what the track we're at. Silverstone.
Yeah,
you know,
Silverstone, lovely track.
Being on the calendar, well, mine I think it's exception of like 98, 80, like in the 80s or 90s. It's been on the calendar every year since 1950. Has gone through many track layout changes. Most recently, 2010, when the famous, I can't remember what it's called. Is it bridge? The famous, the left-hander bridge was cut out for this little part of the circuit. Now the good drivers are going out now. But yeah, we're round 6 of PSGL. Yossi leads the championship. He does, doesn't he? Yeah. He didn't win Monaco, did he? I can't remember. No, he didn't win Monaco because he kind of bottled it. But you know, we're back. Hopefully I can talk today. Hopefully I can actually get my words out. I might lose my voice as well because I've been screaming so much. But obviously, yeah, we are ready for what will be hopefully a very good race. Silverstone provides some great racing action, and you know, it's a personal favourite track of mine.
Yeah, Silverstone, I mean, we've known from previous years it's always produced some good racing, especially just what the Haas on board with Ollie has just gone through. Cops Corner, some consider it a favourite of corners, others consider it one of the most irritating corners of all history. However, it's always one to great to see two people go side by side in, just so long as one of them hits the apex. Either way, I saw something recently about someone going 3 wide through Cops, which was unbelievable. If someone pulls off 3 wide through Cops today and gets a move done, limbs.
Yeah. Limbs. I mean, look, you mentioned the Cops Corner incident. I think it's best we don't even talk about that today because it's going to just rile up even more. That is, again, one of the most historical moments in F1 history. There's still debate about whose fault it was. At the end of the day, it was Max Verstappen's fault, but we don't need to talk about it. Anyway, Tam's on a lap. He's just gone through. I always get these corners. This is Luffield, isn't it? The right-hander. Woodcott's the left-hander. No, Woodcott's this corner here.
Woodcott's the little
to the left.
Shuffle
The right-hander. The left-hander. I can't remember what it's called. Brooklands. There we go. I think, or something like that. Anyway, Cops Corner. You can take it flat out. Practically, and then it's a very famous 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sequence of Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. And then you're going to go down the Hanger Straits, which is one of the widest parts on the F1 calendar of circuits, 20 metres. So you can fit about 3 cars on there. 5 cars, sorry. Ish.
Now, I recently was at Silverstone. I was at Silverstone back in August. I went and watched the MotoGP bikes go round. And I've got to say, it's a lot bigger in person. My God, it takes forever to walk around this circuit, and these cars just absolutely lap it at 1 minute 27. It took me an hour and a half. So, and that's by cutting from Luffield straight to the Hamilton Straight. I didn't walk up the Wellington Straight and through Village and whatnot. I just cut straight across it, pretty much how the old circuit used to go. But I mean, it still takes forever. So once you go to a circuit, it really puts into perspective how quick these machines are. If you've never been to a racing circuit before, whether it's F1,
Go.
whether it's anything, go. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
However,
it is.
unfortunately, it's that kind of time of the year where it's not really optimal to go to race circuits. There's not much stuff going on, is there?
No.
However,
Obviously, Christmas. So
there is a wonderful thing you can do at home to sort of replace the feeling. And one of the best pieces of equipment you can use to guarantee that feeling.
He's actually linked it really well. He's linked it really well.
Is a GT Omega chair.
He's linked it so well. Oh my god. My Christmas one's still better, but that is an incredible link. Yeah.
Which,
GT Mega.
as per usual, 5% off. Code PSGL at checkout. I reckon they'll still deliver before Christmas. We've got 6 days, haven't we?
7.
7.
I don't know. But obviously, as I said last week, girlfriends, boyfriends. If your girlfriend's a gamer girl, I got told off for that last week.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend's a gamer girl, you know, and she wants a GTA Mega chair,
Go for
there
it.
you are. Go for it. But obviously, oh my god, Boeing is lagging so much. But on the context of going to an F1 track, I've been to 3 F1 circuits. I've been obviously to Silverstone. Went to Silverstone this year, where absolutely hammered it down on a Saturday for my birthday, because the race was on my birthday. I saw 3 go to Hamilton on the Wellington, on the Hamilton Straight, which is very appropriate names for him. I've also been to Spa, which is what's Wellington? No, it's also been to Spa, which is that's even longer. So enjoy working down there if you ever go there. And I have been to Imola.
Ooh.
Now Imola is a very obviously historical circuit for wrong reasons, obviously. And the statue and the mural they have at that corner, Tamburello, is beautiful. It really is beautiful. Obviously, for many people, it will bring back memories that they don't really want. But honestly, if you ever have a chance to go to any F1 circuit, go. Obviously, I wanted to go to Singapore this year. I couldn't. Hopefully, go in next year, but you never know. But yeah, honestly, obviously we're blessed to have one of the most historical circuits of all time in our own country, of Silverstone. We also have Brands Hatch as well, which is a very historical circuit in context. So
we got quite a few famous tracks here in the UK. Not quite the home of motorsport. Unfortunately, that probably goes to the French, doesn't it? However, we did hold the first Grand Prix at this very circuit back in 1950.
Do you know who won it? Do you know who won the race?
Oh god, no, it was Alfa Romeo, was it Maserati?
Was it Farina? The first ever
Farina,
champion?
yes, it might be, you know.
First ever F1 World Champion. Yeah, obviously Farina only won the 1950 champion with Ash and Gold at the moment. 27.5. Yeah, Farina won the first ever F1 Grand Prix, I believe.
Yes,
but yeah, I am correct. Yeah, thought so. There's only 6 races in that season, I think. 6 or 7.
Tiny little thing.
But back in those days, they also did the Indy 500, didn't they? That would count towards the championship. So you would see a lot of F1 drivers actually doing it. I want to say only one F1 driver's done the Triple Crown.
That is correct. That is
Triple Crown.
Hill.
I think it's Graham Hill. Yeah, it's Graham Hill.
Graham Hill, yes.
I said Triple Crown. I cannot believe I just said that. Oh, Triple Crown, great. No, the Triple Crown. It's Graham Hill, Damon Hill's father. Legendary Graham Hill.
Well, whilst we've been talking about history, most drivers have gone out and set a lap, some of which you'd have noticed, went out and did it on the mediums and are still decently paced. So don't really take what you've got on your screen for what's roughly how it's going to look. Because, drivers like Yossi who went out on mediums, I know there was at least 2 or 3 others as well. So a lot can still change. We've had half of our qualifying so far. Pretty much everybody's done a lap now, bar 2. Some people sort of getting close to doing 2 laps, of which Suarez has just started a lap. I'm pretty sure Tam is just about to come across and start a lap now as well. And T-Show is just coming across the final corner to start one.
That That was weird.
Yeah, so it's really weird because it kind of tells you it's an outlap, and then it kind of goes away with a couple of corners to go. I don't really know why.
No, it's weird as well. When I was on board with Sticky, we spoke to him before the race. His timing's really good. It's glitched because it says he's at 30 seconds at Cops.
Right.
I don't know why. It's a weird. But yeah, we talked to Sticky before, and he was saying he's not looking forward to this. He's not confident. Like he hasn't practiced at all, has he? He said or something like that.
No practice whatsoever.
So he's not really looking forward to this. Many drivers obviously are not here for obvious reasons because the biggest sport event has just happened, which is fair enough. You know, people have to ride. I had to rush home myself actually. I was not at my home when watching the game. But we don't need to talk about Tom's actually purple sector 2. I don't know if that's like that's actually an indication of how quick the track evolution is because he was on mediums. But I don't know if he actually is purple. Well, he really won't be anymore. He's obviously still 26-7. Oh, hang on. He will. No, he won't be. It's the glitch. This timing is so glitched.
Yeah, timing is terrible.
I actually thought he had a good lap then because it was on like a 25. I was like, no way. Is this lobby glitch actually? Because a lot of drivers are lagging.
This lobby is looking a little bit glitched. I cannot lie. But drivers are still setting times. Like either way, Suarez is apparently 300 second up, but he hasn't actually crossed the first sector mark yet. So I'm not quite sure how it's telling me that. And drivers are jumping everywhere as that Mercedes gets dangerously close to the AlphaTauri. I'm pretty sure that was Fusion. I can see a lot of drivers sort of jumping about. I don't know whether that's just because they're struggling with their internet or whether that is just a general server problem. I swear down, if EA
that should
servers
have been
go
invalidated.
down.
That should have been invalidated, but it wasn't. Oh, it has been. There we go. That comes so late.
Stuff's really taking their time.
This is interesting. Well, Sticky's still going like he's not been invalidated. So I don't know if he's just going back to the pits or...
He might just want to be a bit sharpish about getting back to the pits. Oh no, he's going again.
Is this glitch saying he's got a time on the... He's going to time this... Well, he's done a 24. I doubt that. 34-1. Right. Okay. I'm so confused what's going on with
my timing just said a 27.6.
Right. Okay. I said a 34-1.
Yeah.
To the viewers who are watching this, we are so sorry. We've got to try and sync this up at some point because this is really confusing for us.
Yeah. Let's hope that it kind of just... Let's just say it's not a very good qualifying session, but then hopefully the race is like timings are normal.
I will be checking the Discord just in case there's anything that's come up.
Yes, probably a good idea. So it's been awfully quiet this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, many people have just been busy, haven't they? Well, you know, I've just seen Archer, the SRI, and he's played F1 2019 career mode. Many would say that's the last good F1 game. I'd agree. I would agree. I say good.
F1 2020 at times was very good. F1 2019 was also very good. So
F1 2019 was good consistently though. Like I was playing it across the whole year. Don't get me wrong, 22 is a good game. It's a good game. Like in terms of the handling and stuff, it's a good game. It's just not very. It's just not very like. What's the word am I looking for? It's very glitchy. It's not very smooth.
It's not very solid. As similar to Boeing's internet connection, because this guy is jumping all over the track, but he's about to come across the line. It's an improvement. It's a 27.3, so he goes 0.3 faster into P4. Drivers have sort of been just comfortably putting in laps, really. Only other driver out on track is Demorts, who is currently invalidated, and Archer, who's also on the track, also invalidated.
He's on out lap though, so he'll be fine with that.
And Kyle just leaving for the Ferrari.
Making his debut today.
Yeah, I was about to say, I haven't seen his name before. Is he a reserve? I'm guessing so.
Yes, yeah, he is, yeah. I think he's a new reserve. Oh, man.
So that is Archer just starting a lap here, so we'll take a little look back at him in a short period of time. D Morts comes into the pits as he gets ready to set up for the final lap of today. We've got 3.5 minutes left of qualifying to go, so just check your watch now so you know how long that's going to be, because that yellow flag is going to be there for nearly the entire time.
I don't think this one's glitched. Oh, it's gone now. 27.5, okay. 2 tenths up on his time. The first sector's the first sector's really just 3 corners, to be honest. 3, like, notable corners, because obviously, for turn 1 and 2 it's flat. Turn 3, 4 and 5, village. Is it village? It's village, isn't it? Aintree, village, and something else. They're quite hard corners to get. Well, I say it, Aintree's flat out as well, so it's really just 2 corners. The right-hander and left-hander. Archer goes through, Maggots and Beckett's now, and now he's going to come into Chapel. It'll be disappearing again, so I'm just waiting for the time. It's 2 tenths up. It's not purple sector 2. That's definitely not purple sector 2. It's only 2 tenths up. But again, the grid's quite close from Tam down. From Tam to about D-Morts. Fabi Mark Stein has actually changed his name to TCL Fabi. Before this race. Anyway, Archer will come across the line. This is not going to be a 25-26, it's going to be a 28-2, which... No, it's not. No, it's not going to be a 28-2, it's going to be a 27-7. Again, the timing glitch is just absolutely destroyed me, made me look like a fool.
Well, Stiggy's back out on track as well as, most drivers come out on track, and Archer retires from the session. That is down at the loop, just coming out of Aintree right now and pulling over to the side. Let's see if I can get on board with the car. There he goes, off to the side. Wonder why he's retired there, because the car was driving even though it was retired, so that means he's chosen to do that.
Oh, Kyle! Good save and Stowe. It looks like he's on a decent lap, to be fair. That might cost him about 3-4 tenths. So he'll come across the line to be like a 25, no not 25, oh my lord, 28, but it's a 27.8, so he lost about 3-4 tenths, so, you know, he could have been up there, but he won't be happy about that. He's probably gonna, if he's filled up that car, well, that's his qualifying done actually, sorry, he's done for that. But that was the only time he could do. Stiggy's probably the next one to come across the line actually, that's on our lap. Done 27.6 in the first sector, I think. Is anyone else not set a time yet, Carter, as he comes into Cops?
Oh, I believe that Kyle, would be the first to set a time. Stiggy is currently halfway through a lap. Georgius on invalidated lap. Kyle still a fair way through his time.
He just sat a lap, so.
Trying to see who's kind of close to the end. Boeing is on an invalidated lap. That also looks a lot like an out lap, so we'll leave him be. Suarez just starting a lap, being just down on his time, as well as Luca. They're pretty much next to each other. A lot of drivers by the looks of it.
Oh, good time from Stiggy. Sorry,
oh yes, he's jumped up massively there, and a purple sector 3 as well, just to top it off.
Right, who's next across the line then?
Well, T-Show's going through Beckett's right now.
No, it's the Alfa Romeo of Fabi.
Or Fabi. Yes, he's up on his time, 3 tenths up. That's going to push him up into sort of P7, P6 area. If he continues, he's obviously got this sector to improve. It's a little bit squiggly on the end there, but he has managed to go ahead. And he's jumped massively, my goodness. That is up to P3 for him. 0.420 seconds from the leader. We've got a T-Show coming through, who's got an improved even more so. He gets closer and closer to Yossi, but no one quite close enough to him just yet. There's still a little while to go. Plus that, Yossi is also on a lap. He's 2 tenths down and he's invalidated.
Howdy, that's incredible. That's a very good lap from Hawdy.
Jumped up to 6. Bowen not looking like he's going to be able to gain much from this time. He's still less than a tenth down on his own time, which would only push him up a place.
No. He's down. So Yossi's on pole.
Unless Boeing pull out one hell of a third sector, and it's just not just not happened there, has it?
No.
That is qualifying done. It's incredibly laggy, very glitchy. Terribly sorry. But nevertheless, oh, George Russell's back on commentary.
Hello. Should I try and do? I can't do a George Russell impression, but if I could, I'd try.
You just talk, apparently.
Yeah. Oh god, I'd probably do it as a living. Just grow a bit. If I just grow to about 6'2", you know, get better looks, you know, might be able to sneak into Mercedes garage and be a driver. Anyway, the Swiss of Yossi is on pole, probably the closest we'll get to France.
Yeah, I mean, and by some margin as well, 0.2 of a second, a lot more open this qualifying than any other qualifying we've seen so far. T-Show in P2, with Tam in P3, Fabi P4, Suarez P5, Fusion Gold in P6 and Boeing in P7, Phil Porty P8, Stiggy P9 and Luca in P10, Tom, Ollie and Georgius 11, 12, 13th, Demort P14, Archer P15 and Kyle P16 rounds out our grid, and it was just over a second gap between first and last, which when you think about it still isn't, it's not particularly
close. It's close.
Wide, is it? It's still quite close. There's just a bit of a gap at the front.
Anyway, I'm going to pop to get a drink quickly. I won't be long. I'll hopefully not miss the race. So, pretty unprofessional for me because I wasn't prepared. It's a dry race though. It
is. And by the looks of it, it's not going to rain, but obviously that can very much change. Knowing the F1 game, it can change massively. But skies are blue. Everything looks good for a dry race. I remember the last Silverstone race I did, it rained, and it did a bit more raining. So it's nice to have it dry for a bit, because, you know, who doesn't love a dry race? Other than that, we get ready to go for lights out. Of course, you've got to remember, we don't have a formation lap as a Mercedes car just squiggling around there. There's the 5 red lights. There they go out, and everyone's ghosted. Everyone is in a bit of a mess. Everybody's ghosted. However, we are back underway, and Yossi has taken an early and commanding lead. Isn't going to be put in any sense of threat whatsoever, and it's going to be a little bit of carnage. There goes round Ollie. He doesn't manage to fit turn one, and Mercedes gets sent off there, but he does go, so he doesn't lose out too much. And whoa! I just saw a car jump in the air.
Oh!
That was Luca. Luca just got sent about 30 feet in the air, I'm pretty sure. With that, just towards the back of the grid, the Morts hanging around the outside for us here. Ferrari hanging around the outside there of Suarez. Real poorly, putting on a lot of pressure, and the Mercedes, I thought there was going running wide. That was just a glitch. Lovely stuff. Either way, I think Yossi might be under. Oh, Yossi managed. T-Show got past. Since when did that happen? Either way, Yossi. Village, right. Either way, I think Yossi's still putting a lot of pressure on him, and it probably won't be long until he might just be able to get another opportunity to pass. Fusion Gold putting a lot of pressure on Boeing as well. These are the two glitchiest cars. I look forward to seeing those two trying to get past each other. Either way, Yossi did have a little look up at the front of the grid, but he wasn't able to quite make a move up at the top of Stowe.
Yeah, well, I missed the start of the race, but, well, 2 corners. Yossi's at that moment. So the moment you hit the inside curve, that last corner down the Hamilton straight now. Fanny Moxon's going to be all over the back of him, but he just can't get the round the outside move he wanted to. But yeah, obviously Yossi's on the harder compounded tyres compared to Fanny Moxon and Ticho. Ticho's whose form has actually been quite good with recent, actually, qualifying wise. Obviously he struggled in the race last time out in Monaco, but it's Monaco anyway, we know that. And obviously, yeah, so decent enough start for Ticho, who'll be happy with that, and so will Jos Capitao. No, it's not Jos Capitao anymore, actually, that's a lie.
He's out now, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, who's that stopped on track? That is Luca, who's just had to come out of the pit lane, causing that yellow flag there down in sector 1. T-Show now currently got a white.
Don't you take us on the side! Oh my god!
Oh, what's happened to Fusion? Fusion spinning around.
lagging. He's hit the barrier about 5 times.
Yeah, lots of lagging. I'm not quite sure how much damage he has. Could be anywhere between nothing and everything. Yeah. Either way, he's not DNF'd, so it couldn't have been that bad. Either way, Det's managed to launch one up the inside there at Stowe. Sent the Alfa Romeo very, very wide, and that's opened the door for Kyle to possibly go for a move around the outside into Club. It's going to be very good defensively for Fabi. He's managed to get himself back into position nicely there. DRS now enabled, so that will start on the Wellington straight. And then that is a car right at the back there, going very wide, and these two are going to go wide, too wide, through turn 1. Get spun round. That is Real Porty falling to the back of the grid after a quite major spin there. No damage of it, I think. If any damage, it will be the Red Bull that picks something up. That'll be Zartom. And then that Yossi keeping pretty much... Oh, Fusion out. And I don't think that's in the pit lane either. That is on track. Oh no, it is in the pit lane. His car was glitched. Brilliant. So with that, the midfield is looking very, very dangerous at the moment. We see Suarez having to hold the inside line on Demorts here, as they're going to have to go side by side through Cop's corner, I'm pretty sure. Unless Demorts... Oh no, he hasn't quite got a good enough run, although he might be able to sneak one up. No, he's going to stay behind. Unsurprising, to be honest. It's just a bit of a risky move, isn't it? Other than that, Kyle keeping right on the back of Fabi as well. These are two of the closest drivers on the grid at the moment. We'll keep an eye on those. Both on the same set of tyres, the mediums. We've got a nice array of tyre choice there, haven't we? We've got a lot of people on different strategies, lots of mediums, lots of hards. Pretty much an even split for once.
Yeah, and this is actually benefits me, because we have a race on Thursday. It's also the Thursday race. It's on the 22nd of December, 3 days before Christmas. And you know, yeah, it benefits me so I can see what the strategy is, or what the quicker strategy is. So it's just quite nice. Really nice, actually.
Yeah, unlike a lot of races where we've seen where it's like everybody's on hards and then there's like 2 people on mediums. It's nice and even, which is quite rare, but that also means that it's pretty much open to interpretation and pretty much down to how you drive is what they're suggesting is the optimal strategy. If you're someone that's aggressive off the line and wants to make up positions when it's all close together, slap on a set of mediums. If you're someone that's good with tyres, fit the set of hards, hold the pack up, and then use the mediums in your second stint.
It depends. It depends on the track as well. Obviously, this track is quite renowned for tyre wear, like eating up the rears and stuff like that, and the fronts. Quite high for tyre pressures as well, actually. Tyre temperatures as well. So you might want to go on a harder compound to begin with, and then attack like a short amount of time possible with the softer compound. So you see our third penalty from Zartom.
Yeah, 3-second time penalty. I'm guessing it's... Oh, who's that? That's Georgius. Spun around, just coming out of Chapel.
Archer's now lagging as well.
Archer lagging as well, quality.
He showed up actually. Oh no, he's not actually here.
Oh no, he's not. He's ghosted. Either way, Yossi's gone and put in the fastest time on the hard tyres. With that, he's closed up. Tam then going and improving it, but Yossi has closed the gap by half a second to T-Show. Now very much within DRS range, so expects possible fight very, very soon. With that though, Fabi still under a lot of pressure from Kyle, as it has been for quite a few laps now. It's just a matter of when is he going to be able to make the move. He's so close. He could go for it here, but it's just not quite close enough every single time. So close to just being able to send that dive, but it's just not quite. Straight's just not quite long enough, as it seems, for Kyle at the moment. Either way, his time will come. Yossi, once again, getting closer and closer to the back of T-Show. Oh, it's only lap 5, but it looks like those mediums are almost struggling a little bit. Yossi with so much additional speed over T-Show. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Discord chat for the lagging and stuff. Archer can't join because the lobby's broken. Fashion Gold's, people saying Fashion Gold's really laggy, people saying it's super laggy. So, yeah. Archer, I think actually is just generally lagging because he says everyone's it's like like lagging about, but obviously no one else is lagging really. And Yossi did say his race pace isn't that good. He's struggling for power quite a lot actually to put the input in.
Yeah, I just noticed that coming out the final corner, he's having to make a lot of corrections on his wheel to keep the car in a straight line. So I'm guessing his braking points must be absolutely immaculate to be catching up to T-Show at the moment. If he's struggling that much with the power.
He struggled in that last corner twice. I've seen him go right twice now, so I don't know if that is just struggling with that power through the last couple of corners. Club corner.
Yeah.
As Teacher struggles there though in whatever that one's called, Brooklands I think.
Yes. Luffield.
Luffield's the left-hander, Brooklands the right-hander. Wait, I don't know. One of them though.
Brooklands the first corner of that complex.
Yeah, Luffield's the second one.
Yeah.
And it Woodcut's the one.
Woodcut's the tiny little right king.
Yeah. We know what these ones are called.
Maggots, No Name, Beckett, and Chappelle is this little left-hander kink. It's interesting that you've just got a corner there that just hasn't been given a name for some reason.
Yeah, because Maggots is the first two, isn't it?
Yeah, Maggots is classified as that little left-hander and then into the right, and then the left-hander hasn't got a name, and then the right-hander's Beckett's, the left-hander's Chapel.
I love how the race got no action. We're just talking about corner names, like.
Yeah, well, there isn't much action to sort of talk about, is there? Most drivers are staying pretty much in order. Like, they're close, but it's nearly as bad as Monaco with overtaking on. Monaco, we've had more overtaking by now.
It's a strategy. Mental. It's a strategy race, Silverstone. No,
yeah.
It's a strategy race. You want to look after your tyres. Because there's a lot of long sweeping corners where the tyres will get absolutely destroyed if you don't take it right. Talk about Tam, actually. He's pushed very hard. Excuse me there, but I'm very tired. He's pushed for all teachers on such. It doesn't want to come back to teacher. He's pushing hard because look at the RS usage compared to the other two.
Yeah. Oh, it's massive in comparison. Notably, Kyle's gone up 11 places so far, so it must have been an outrageously good start for him because he's been up here for some time. So it's only been a couple moves he's made, and he's going to go for one here. He's going to get past Fabi. Through Cops he goes. Move made, up 12 positions now. So Kyle at the moment on a bit of a run.
Take notes, Max Verstappen. I'm joking. Nah, like, honestly, you know, that corner is notorious, very notorious in F1 history. For reasons.
Yeah.
Whoever's fault it was, you know, everyone will remember that corner now for that incident in 2021, which obviously didn't decide the championship because Max Verstappen ended up winning it in very controversial fashion.
Yeah.
But obviously a lot of people say, no, put an asterisk on the thought of the title. But he still deserved it. Don't get me wrong. He didn't deserve it in that. He didn't deserve it in the race. He deserved it as a whole, but he didn't deserve it in the race. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But look, he won it. He's a two-time champion. It's in my absolute pain. But yeah, you know, he's a two-time champion, and he's gonna be laughing his way to the bank. Like, he's proven a lot of people wrong. As Teacher, I don't get what Teacher's doing in that corner because he's losing a lot of time.
He's losing a ridiculous amount of time. The time interval is staying at about 5 to 7 tenths, and then it's dropping down to a quarter of a second. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
It takes a weird line. Like, it goes outside and in, which is not the line you should take. You should go out, inside, and out. You want, not really out, because you don't want to be, you don't want Luffield or whatever, Luffield to be so tight. You want to take like a little V as well around Luffield, don't you?
Yes.
So that complex is quite hard to get right, but if you get it right, you know you've got it right.
Oh yeah, massively. All of a sudden, when your delta increases by about half a second, you realise, oh, I did something right there. Anyway, I mean, Yossi is getting undeniably very, very close to the back of T-Show in some areas, but the problem is he's just not getting close enough to make a pass, or he's getting close enough in areas that are basically unpassable, and then losing time in areas such as this one, where you need that time. He's going very, very wide there.
He slid. He had his car just washed out from him, and he just slid across it.
What's very strange is he's on the hard tyre, so sort of, he really shouldn't be worrying about grip at the moment at lap 10.
Especially at that corner as well.
Yeah, I mean, you should still be able to go flat there, but look at the time gain is outrageously close.
We saw this at Canada, didn't we? With Yossi. Was it Yossi? It was Yossi, wasn't it? The hairpin, where he was just gaining about 4 tenths from everyone else because he had a different line. I don't think it's similar to that. I think it's just teachers taking a really weird line through. Yeah. Which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, each their own for the lines, but it's not benefiting him at all. We know Yossi's one of the better drivers on the grid and one of the better breakers and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's weird. Maybe his time starting to go off a little bit, actually. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Yossi might be able to go for the move here. He's going to go down the inside, up the hill to Stowe, and he's managed to get it done. Just as we were saying, all of that, and there goes round Z-Show talking about tyre degradation. Clearly struggling to get on the power there a little bit with the medium tyres.
He's staying out.
Interestingly so, and that's also pushed up Kyle another position. Interestingly, we've had our first pit stop, and that is Fabi on the medium tyres, so he's coming on for a fresh set of hards, lap 10. So he's going to try and push these hards for 17 laps. They'll be around Silverstone, screaming by the end of that, would you say?
Yeah. All cars in a moment. You're down the inside. It's just close through the loop and now into Aintree. Aintree obviously being one of the original tracks in F1. Back in the 1950s and 60s where the drivers drove there. As Teacher gets passed into Brooklands and now into Left
wants it back though. I think a nice little switchback move here could be on for Kyle, but it's not quite meant to be. It's a good enough exit from T-Show to protect himself for a little bit, but Kyle's still on the hump back. It's not going to be anywhere near close enough for that corner.
Aintree. Yeah, it was Aintree. I was right. I thought it was Aintree. Back in the 50s and 60s, they raced on Aintree. There's like 3 British Grand Prix back in the day. Now there's only 1. A Sticky picks up his first penalty. Penalties shouldn't really be that much of an issue around here. Maybe the driver's just trying to push the limits a bit too hard. There's a massive train though, I will not lie.
It is, it's a very big train, isn't it? It's nearly as bad as it was Canada that had the big train, or was it Monaco? It was one of the
both
had
trains.
Both had quite bad trains, but...
Are we going to Brazil this year season? If we are, expect an even bigger DRS train there.
We are not. We're not going to Brazil.
Oh, okay, so there's not. That's notorious for the DRS trains because obviously there's only one sector where you can gain really.
Yeah. What's even more mental is this is our halfway race through the season already.
Wow.
I know. We're halfway through the season. Obviously, then we've got our almost perfectly timed Christmas break for another 5 more rounds, and then season done and dusted. It feels like we've only just started, doesn't it?
Yeah. Really
mental. Either way, be glad we've still got a lot of good racing to go, and the championship is still pretty tight as it stands at the moment. No one running away with it, which is what we love to see. It shows you the sorting system for the drivers is clearly well put in place. They do put a lot of effort into making sure leagues are equal, and it does show with qualifying times and racing and everything. And
of course it does.
Yeah, we've got great close racing here, haven't we? As the AlphaTauri Suarez had a little look up the inside of Zartom, couldn't quite pull it off though. Now running a little bit behind, definitely can't make a move into club there. Also notably, T-Show finally coming into the pit lane of those medium tyres, and with that I don't think there's many other mediums.
This is interesting. Sorry to cut that. This is interesting. A lot of people are losing on relatively an easy, very easy corner. The final corner's notoriously easy because it's flat out. They're losing the back end. The hard tyres are losing the back end, so are the mediums. Tom went by that lap. So I don't know if it's power they're struggling with, or it's just they're just sliding, like obviously Yossi did in turn 1. I don't know. It's weird.
See,
and
no,
that's
interesting because I struggle with the final corner, grip-wise. I fully understand what they say. I struggle with grip at that final corner because it doesn't look tight, and then you try and take it flat, and all of a sudden then you realise, oh, it is quite tight. And it's just, I don't know, it might just be the funny angle. It's a curb as well. If you hit the curb, you lose a lot of that underside downforce these cars have.
It's also a lot of people think it's relatively like open as well in real life, and they go to see it and they're like, oh my god, that's actually really tight. Like I was like that as well. I thought, how are they struggling in this last corner in the wet? Then you go on the track and you see how, well, near the track, sorry, not on it, and you see how tight that corner is. You're like, oh my lord. Like, especially a lot of, like, there's a lot of people are pitting now. Most of the medium guys are pitting. Tom, Kyle is in. I think another AlphaTauri in as well. Suarez is in on the hards actually. Okay, right. He puts a penalty as well. Can he make mediums? They could last. They could last.
Yeah. You've basically got to make them last as long as these mediums, plus maybe another 2-ish laps.
Yeah, but I don't think we've seen many drivers struggling really that much on the mediums, have we? Really? He's out. He got a bit held up. Well, no, he didn't. Sorry.
Also, notably, someone's been saying it's a high IQ move from Fabi, who they believe is going to be able to leave the pit before Kyle. Obviously, he came on very, very early for those hard tyres. Is he going to be able to get past Kyle on exit? It's not the case, and it's not the case by quite a long shot. In fact, Fabi's walked out into a lot of traffic here. He's got a lot of cars.
He's lost time. I don't know how he's lost time, but he's lost a lot of time. Teacher lost a lot of time as well.
Some problematic driving, maybe struggling to adapt to the hard tyres, I'm not too sure. But either way, it's a big, big gap. And down goes the inside T-shirt, makes that move on Tom. Nice and easy stuff. Managed to basically got it done before he even hit the brakes, which is very welcoming for the driver. The drivers love that.
Obviously, the longest pit lane in the calendar.
Yeah.
Well, it is the longest, isn't it?
Yes,
or it's something.
It takes the longest to go through.
Yeah, 37 miles an hour. A lot of people are saying it's in 50 in real life actually. They've upped it to 50 in real life. Kyle was struggling. Obviously, I know he's on cold tyres. He's struggling massively here. I think it's like 30. Is it half a lap, isn't it? It takes
something like 30, ridiculous like that.
35 seconds, isn't it?
It is. It's probably mental just how long it takes. Either way, Tam in the pit lane at the moment, so he switched on to a fresh set of medium tyres from his hards. So expecting to see some fresh mediums soonish from the top 6 drivers. They should be coming out sooner or later. So, who was that? I just saw a driver sitting on the grass.
Suarez is going off.
Oh dear. Well, he's still going. How's his front wing looking? It'd be helpful to have.
That's fine. He just spun it.
Just spun. That's just a shame.
On its fresh mediums though, it's not going to be great.
Yeah. Shame about the spin, but just glad that he's still going, I imagine.
Oh, Tam's under pressure. Big pressure as well.
Oh, good.
Does Jody react to Tam?
On the insides.
Is he going to react to Tam? I think well, when Tam came out of the pits, it was 30. He's on 32 seconds. That's obviously not including when he just come in. So it's about 37 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not including the part where he went into the pits. Oh, Yossi just spun it, has he? No, okay. There's the other flag where Yossi wasn't that scared me then.
Yeah.
Stiggy then on the hard command tyres. He's coming in now. 38 miles an hour, 37. Yeah, it's so slow, isn't it?
It is. It's painful watching people go through the pit lane because you just have to hit the limiter so early as well.
Yes, it's about 40 seconds. It is. You like under safety cars, 20 seconds you lose. Yeah. Which is a normal pit stop, like normal without any safety cars and other tracks. Like Stiggy's gonna come out behind Teacher. Actually, Stiggy might have a good strategy here because he's come out just in this pack and he's spun that one. Don't forget, he's just behind Ticho. And he's have DRS as well. He's got Kyle. He's in a very good position here, actually, Stiggy.
Yeah, he's really managed to up himself in position, though under a lot of pressure from Kyle at the moment, who could possibly be on for a move here. They're both going to have DRS. so that's not a massive benefit for both. However, going down the inside, it is on the hard tyres though, so more grip for Stiggy, but I think they're still a little bit cold from his pit exit, and that has allowed Kyle to get through. Gains quite a lot of time through there, but doesn't quite do enough to get a move done. Yossi into the pit lane, he goes. Will Boeing, Mortz and Real Paulie replicate? Not too sure yet. Boeing does. The Mortz is the wrong way round, and I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing he's just spun it at Stone. I think that's probably a decent reason to come into the pit lane. Yes, it is. So Tom picking up a 3-second time penalty as well for multiple warnings.
So where's Tam? He's not going to get him, I don't think. He's 32 seconds behind him.
It's going to be a push, yeah, considering the fact Yossi's currently going and exiting the pit lane now. Tam's gone and set the fastest time though, 1:30.1. However, he's come out in front of everybody else, which is really strong. It's 2.3 seconds, the gap to Yossi. So it's a decent gap. It's closable, definitely closable, considering the fact that he can take the first couple of corners. What's happened to Boeing?
Boeing, no, he's come out ahead of everyone.
Oh, has he really? He's managed to do everyone there. Oh, that is immaculate from him. He's
obviously now he's very laggy. So
oh yeah.
Warming up the tyres looks a bit weird.
Yeah, warming up the tyres does look a bit weird.
Oh, Stiggy, is he looking for it? Is he looking for it down the inside at left field? No. Brooklyn's not left field. Oh my lord, I'm going to get it wrong so many times. Is Tom lagging now as well? Yes, he is.
Oh, no. Oh, Neil. Well, it hasn't been too bad of a race so far. Not too much battling going on at the moment. Tam, obviously, has now closed down massively. He's now within a second of Yossi. He's really taken advantage of that warming period of his tyres. Plus going and setting the fastest Sector 2 time, showing great pace on these mediums. Who knows? Possibly outshine Yossi through.
Sorry to interrupt you,
goes down the inside of Stowe, and he's made the move work nicely there. Possible comeback for Kyle, but no, not fast enough on the accelerator. So Stiggy up to P6. Decent move from him. Other than that, I think, to be honest, Kyle is they're two closest drivers at the moment.
Yeah. Tam, how much is Yossi just like not pushing it? How much is he sandbagging? How much of this is he actually trying? He literally looked like he did struggle like at the start of his stint. Sorry. Nothing's been said in Discord really at what I can see. I'll have a look again. I think it was just Archer complaining about the fact he can't really get back into the lobby.
Yeah, that's
so I will check. Yeah, it's not really just complained. It's just said it's a rubbish game. I can't repeat what he said on stream. I will get told off. Damn, that's a penalty. I was going to say it looks a bit dodgy from there, but he did get picked up his first penalty. He should be fine though, as Boeing's 12.3 seconds behind him. Stiggy's really close to Ticho now. He's also got a penalty that he needs to deal with. He looks good. He looks on for this. He looks up for it. Yes, if he gets past Boeing, that's provisional P3. He gets past him very well there. Provisional P3 then, if he gets past Boeing, and obviously we'll have to close. Yossi's that's fast enough for the pole. Paulie could really be a nuisance here for Yossi.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get past at some point. How long is it going to take? Not too sure.
He's lucky this is not Monaco. This is Silverstone.
It's very passable, and I think Real Paulie's not going to put up all that much of a fight, and he's basically going to get Yossi through, as I'm pretty sure by the looks of it. Yossi beginning to accelerate back off again. Tam, all of a sudden, 2 seconds now once again between him and Yossi. All of a sudden, yeah, that time has increased massively. Giorgio's picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. On top of that, it's still pretty close in this midfield battle with Tisho, Kyle and Tom, who's just running to the back of these, as well as Stiggy as well. He's still just lingering at the front of it. However, Tisha and Kyle are still very, very close to one another. Could still possibly be in for another fight here.
Maybe. Obviously, the Hanger Straight. Hanger Straight is a very, very good overtaking opportunity into Stowe. Just probably stays out on those hards. I don't know what the plan is there, but Tam's got very little ERS actually. Migrating host, Bowen's lagged out.
Oh dear.
That's perfect for Stiggy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, not really, but
it will be a he'll be ghosted, so it shouldn't be too bad. And Suarez retiring from the session in the pit lane, so nothing too much to worry about as Tam looks to get past Real 40 here down the Wellington straight. Move made, no worries or complaints there. That gap between him and Yossi still sat at 2 seconds. Other than that, Boeing proving to not be all that much of a threat. I'm pretty sure Stiggy's just going to drive straight through. Yeah. Tito will have to wait a couple more laps. Question is, do these drivers give off dirty air? Ghosted drivers?
no. I want to say no. They did last game.
Yeah. Because obviously if you have to sit behind them for just a couple of laps because you can't get past with dirty air, that's really annoying.
Well, see, dirty air isn't a massive factor in these cars anymore, is it really?
No. It still reduces a little bit of downforce, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. There is also another driver stopped on track. I'm pretty sure that was
Suarez.
Yeah,
Fordy pits now. No, it was Suarez.
Finally coming in, 18 laps on those hards.
Is he going for socks?
He could.
Yes, he is. As Georgios is spun. No safety car again though, actually. Yet.
No safety car yet, no.
We didn't have one at Monaco, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
God knows.
Sam's doing all he can. Obviously, these two are the championship leaders by far and away. They're the quickest as well. Oh, and now there's Luca around.
And Georgios retiring from the session in the pit lane.
Luca to retire. No, he's not retiring.
So Real Pordy, after that pit stop, comes out P11 on the soft tyres. He's got 6 seconds to the driver in front, who's then got only 6/10 to Demort. So it's a big gap to climb and not a lot of time. However, soft tyres could be plausible. Is a push though, if he's going to get anything out of this race. Also, notably, we ought to have a little look at penalties and see how they're going to affect stuff as Tom gets past on the grass the Boeing. He's got 6 seconds of time penalties at the moment, so as it stands, he might even drop back to P10. I mean, it's a bit of a push, but it's very, very possible that he could go all the way back to P10 with that 6 second time penalty. Stiggy as well will probably get pushed back a couple of places for these 3 seconds. However, Tam with 15 or nearly 15 seconds to the driver behind, it's pretty comfortable where he is at the moment. So just watch for sort of Tom and Stiggy. Might lose out in quite a few places here, and that's what happens when you get DRS trains. Is all of a sudden a penalty means a whole lot more than it did before.
I think Stiggy will drop down to P5. Depending on Fabio marks, which is not too bad. That's still what? Let me do my maths. 6 points, so it's not too bad. Obviously, this race, we're not even at 9 o'clock yet, and this race is nearly done. This race does go quickly. It's a quick track, one of the fastest actually on the calendar. I think it's something like 80% of it's at full throttle.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So,
yeah. The brakes can get very cold around this track.
Yeah.
And again, this race, I actually expect this race to provide more entertainment than what it has.
Yeah, it's been quiet, hasn't it? Somehow Monaco was so far more exciting.
That's because we had Mitt tweeting. Was it TJ just going side by side like
Yeah.
13,
Oh,
like,
yeah, for like half a lap.
10 corners, yeah.
Ridiculous.
They did it twice, didn't they?
Yeah, he did it twice as well.
Talking about that, Tam's actually close up to Yossi. Obviously, he won't win this race on penalties.
Yeah. Unless Yossi has an absolute mare.
Which he did last time, to be fair.
He did. However, he hasn't really. He's looked kind of shaky out of the final corner, but it's almost impossible to DNF.
He's on two warnings. He's on 2 warnings.
Is he?
He's got his lap. He had no warnings the whole race. These last 2 laps, he's got warnings for exceeding track limits. It's on.
Oh.
It is on.
Yossi has just got to be extremely careful if he wants to get anything out of this race. As it stands. With that, I think we're basically just gonna.
Well, there was talk of restarting the Discord, but obviously it's not allowed. It's too late into the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I guess we passed half. I think if you get past half distance, there's no chance of it going. I should know that I am an admin, but yeah. But Tam's closing. He looks quicker.
He
Yossi,
is. He's definitely closing.
I think Yossi's just pushing. That's why he's got his warnings. He's actually started to push now. But Tam's just quicker. As I think Lucas is coming to the pits. He won't be a nuisance. Probably just trying to steal the fastest lap. Obviously, Tam's got no ERS compared to Yossi. He's got full ERS. So, that'll get interesting. As far as his left the session.
Oh yeah, I've just had a message. Is everyone's connection fine? I mean, most people are fine, aren't they? Most people are driving absolutely fine, and we can see them fine. Would you agree with me that most people are absolutely fine?
Just 3 drivers who haven't been, to be honest. Like, that's obviously Boeing's saying about calling it off at halfway, but it's not been glitchy in terms of like it hasn't been affected by the glitches. This race, it's just the car's been lagging. So, also, I don't know if that's down to just the game, the lobby being glitched, or just really been weird, because the game is weird. I mean, if he wants to take it at hard distance, he can. He's fully entitled to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I was Yossi pick up penalty. He's fully entitled to do what he wants, if it in the guidelines.
Yeah.
But I don't see the point of calling it off at half distance, because at the end of the day, half distance 13 laps. This order doesn't really change, I don't think.
Yeah, it pretty much remains the same. I think Stiggy might drop a couple positions.
He was in 3rd at lap 13. He was in 2nd or 3rd.
Oh really? So
Well.
Well.
But then you've also got the people who've pit on like laps 11 and 12. So you can't really do that because it's unfair to them.
Yeah, because obviously their strategy called for them to pit around that time, and they're really behind, even though it wasn't that bad. I don't know. It's just a bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. The glitches haven't affected the game. Talk about Stiggy actually. He might get Ticho Child penalties. 7 tenths in 2 laps, obviously doable. Carl Cunn needs to get past him because he's a lot quicker. Can you imagine they make contact? That would be incredible. And can you imagine the leaders make contact? Oh my lord. That might be another penalty actually. Tam's tyres look done, by the way. Look at this right front.
They're looking awful. He's
So is Yossi's.
clearly struggling. However,
all the tyres look done.
10 laps, isn't it? Yeah, pretty
All
much.
the tyres look. Fabi Marksteiner's. Look at his.
Where are they? Where's he gone?
TTL Fabi.
Oh. Oh, good God, they're destroyed. Poor sods. Only tyres that look okay are Lucas. And Real Paulies are just about okay. Kyle's still look alright. Ooh, big bit of grain in there. But yeah, Tam and Yossi really struggling. Either way, we got...
2 laps?
Yeah.
Can Stiggy gain 9 tenths in 2 laps? Well, he needs Carl and Teacher to battle.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, Kyle could possibly go for a move here. Going down this straight, it'd be a push, but it's possible. No, not quite.
I want to see Teacher's line through here, what he actually does, because he stays on the outside. Yeah, he's changed up a little bit actually. I think he knows he's losing a lot more time to everyone else. Tam, I don't think Tam has it in him. If I was Tam and I caught up to Jose, I'd try and force him wide, because I know, well, you can do that. Obviously, not purposely, but you try and like make him force a mistake into getting a penalty. Like you don't push him wide because you can't do that.
Yeah.
But you can pressure him into having a poor corner and him getting a penalty.
Well, I mean,
it's the last lap.
Yeah, we're heading
so fast.
We're heading on to the last lap. I mean, he is gone. It's gone very fast, and that is Luca retiring from the session. After I'm not quite sure what. So he's just gone into the pit lane. Decided that he didn't want to complete the final lap. Alrighty, interesting call. With that, I mean, Yossi, he's drove a good race, hasn't he? He's started on pole. He's led pretty much most laps, hasn't he?
Every lap.
Has he led every lap? Oh no,
no, he hasn't.
No, his pit stop brought him down. He's been
Be funny enough, it spins, wouldn't it?
Yeah, imagine. So goodness.
He did it in Mexico. He did it in Austria. He did it in Austria last season. So,
oh my god, what? It spun on the final lap.
He spun in a commanding lead.
Oh, had a little bit of a
twitchy moment.
Yeah, a little twitchy moment through Chapel. However, I think he's gonna be okay. He's got 2.5 seconds on Tam, and he hasn't got a penalty, so all of a sudden he's got a 5.5 second. In fact, he's actually coming up to the back of Archer, I'm pretty certain, as he rounds out the final corner, and he goes very, very twitchy. Yossi wins with Tam in P2. Stiggy is going to come across P3, but it is not going to stay P3 because of that penalty. Round the final corner he goes. Stiggy crosses the line, and Tisho comes across not a moment later, and Kyle pushes themselves up into P3 and P4, and Stiggy comes across in P5 at the end. So Tom comes across P6, drops to P8 after the penalties with Fabi, and it just didn't let me finish.
That was a really quick race.
That was a really quick race. What's really strange is it's usually the races which have action which feel quick. But I think at the same time it's also it's just a long track, isn't it? Because we don't have many laps.
Yeah.
Which I think does help. Oh right, instant respects lost.
Is he Gussie? Is he Gussie?
Yeah.
Goody, sorry, not Gussie.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
Can you imagine Max Verstappen or something just doing that on a good
God, please, no.
39 minutes that race took.
39, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is actually quite. It's usually around about 45, 46, isn't it?
Yeah. Monza's about 30 because of this Monza, but there you are.
Well, after the penalties that we've put in, well, the game's put in place, and obviously there will be changes to this after, as it always does. But Yossi wins here in Silverstone with Tam in P2. Tisho came across in P3 to round out the podium for the Williams, and Kyle came in P4 after his first race, starting P16. Very, very impressive drive from him. Stiggy in P5 and Fabi in P6, with Demort in P7, Reporty P8, Tom in P9 and Ollie in P10, and Boeing in P11 and Archer in P12. Luca P13, Georgius, Suarez, Fusion rounded out everybody. And to note, every driver from, I think it's Georgius down, so 14, 15, 16, DNF'd. So, race done. And I don't know. I just feel odd.
Yes, it doesn't feel like we've just sat through 26 laps.
No.
We are going to a new track. I say new track. We have a PSGL race there before,
Mm.
but we're going to a new track in terms of new track in the game. We're going to Portimao, the Algarve,
Yes.
Portimao, which that probably be a boring race as well because Portimao doesn't really provide many opportunity. I can't speak. Overtaking opportunities, but yeah, we'll see.
And you've got to wait 3 weeks because next
Oh,
week is obviously a Christmas. The week after is the 1st of January, New Year's. Everyone's going to be a little bit hungover probably, so we're not racing. So we're going to wait until the 8th of January to race at Portimao, and then after that it is just consecutive every week until what, 5th February. So we've still got a few more races to go, but that rounds out I'd say, our first half of the season. So far, how would you rate the season? As we're halfway through already.
it's been alright. It's not been the most action-packed half of the season you'd ever want, but
Hmm.
it's been decent. Don't get me wrong. It's not been too bad. I think you'll have to. I think many people will take that.
I think, yeah, it's been a very takeable season. We've had a couple different winners, which is always nice to have. We've had Yossi, we've had Tam, and we've had Nude, who won in Canada, of course. So it's nice to see that we've had a couple different winners as well, and we've got a pretty decent championship fight at the moment. It'll be a little bit bigger after the gap will be a bit bigger after this race. Obviously, Yossi won, Tam came second. That's just going to push that gap a little bit. But other than that, it's very very close in a lot of areas. Lots of drivers on equal points, and that will probably be maybe not equal points, but it'll be very very close to each other in the midfield. So definitely watch out for the next couple of races because they could be vital for a lot of drivers. And on that note, I think we ought to round out. So thank you all very much for joining us. Uh, I've been the Casuistics. That's been Joe Tyler. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas / holidays, and we'll see you in 2023.